Our move to France came earlier than anticipated when this little house in the Limousin stole our hearts. We'd love you to continue to follow us, Joe and Steve Harris, and our two rather naughty dogs, Morse and Bright, on our incredible adventure to renovate our new home and attempt to integrate into French society. Bon courage! So it was time to get on that plane and go to Australia to see my Zoe. The flights are always a bit of a drag, but were all forgotten as I witnessed the sheer beauty that is Cairns. It is stunning. On the way back from the airport, I just kept saying, I can tell I'm in another country. So funny. It is completely tropical with huge rainforests, some of the oldest in the world on the horizon, and the sea stretching on into the unknown. Wow! I stayed in one of these superb apartments, which was a minute's walk from where Zoe and her family live. I had a gorgeous bedroom with a massive bed and a balcony I could see her apartment from. A spacious lounge filled with everything one might need had another balcony which overlooked one of the 3 pools on this complex. We had a delicious, if rather large, breakfast, together with my darling Frankie, who I've not seen since he was born 4 years ago, and of course fabulous George, who came over to France earlier this year. I was in heaven.
There's no seats. Sit here. Look at them, they're so pretty. Oh, that is so pretty. There's fairies in there.
It was such fun, and I'm pleased to say that no butterflies were harmed in the making of this film. Another day we drove to Port Douglas, but stopped off at this viewing point to admire the miraculous beauty of Cairns laid out below us. The mountains standing so tall in the haze. Well, until the boys had had enough, of course. The beaches are just incredible, even a little treacherous.
Mother. Oh no!
All along the coast there are these fabulous playgrounds, and most children run around barefoot. It really is a very family-oriented place. My other daughter Amy surprised us with a visit too. We visited this rainforest market back in the mountaintop village of Corunda. It was so inspiring with its painted paths, pretty shops and colourful flags. I'm afraid I spent rather a lot of money there as everything was so tempting. Zoe had her fortune told there. It was a real magical place. This is just a fleeting glance of my stay, ending with a rather dreamy video of Trinity Beach. So, home again, phew, and back to my darling Steve, who I hardly recognised at the airport without the beard. The following day we made a rather jet-lagged visit to Chateau de Montmagne's Patrimony Day, with its fabulous stalls, enticing smells and delicious, as always, food. I think I bought something from every stall this year. The following day, having been inspired by the Corunda market, I painted some stones to decorate the garden. These are sigils for peace, wellness and happiness. I really love them dotted around the garden, especially this heart next to the vine. What do you think?
So tell me, darling, why are we doing this? Because these fireboards are starting to
Yeah, we
bend.
noticed over the last 6 months, I suppose, that the screws in the fireboard have been getting sort of pulled down, and you couldn't push anything back up again. So Steve very bravely has decided that we need to deal with it. But apparently we're on top of here. It looks like something's been living in there. But it can't be for ages because we've had fires and whatnot. But there looks like there's lots of rubble, and there's also a massive wasp's nest.
A very old one.
Yeah, a very old one, which I think Steve actually dropped down the chimney when he was pointing it. So, oh gosh, be really careful. Oh my God. Why are we doing this? Ooh, okay. So that wasn't quite as bad as I thought it was going to be. But that's only half the side. But you can see all the rubble. But I think it looks like the top board is quite thin. And I think that's why even that smallish amount of rubble has caused it to fall out. Well, not fall out, but expand. But I just thought that if we didn't do this, it would just get worse and worse, and eventually it would just fall out of its own accord.
And scare the bejesus out of it.
And scare us to death one evening when we're sitting in our posh clothes. So Steve just said I just dusted that shelf this morning.
Right, I'm going to do this nibble at it at a time, piecemeal.
Yeah. So you've dropped the dog. Oh, look at that. Honeycomb. Oh dear. Are there wasps in it? I mean, they're all dead. They've been dead from ages and ages ago, but yuck. Beautiful things.
Got coughs.
Yeah.
Chimney's in good nick though.
Oh, good.
Right, I'm going to start vacuuming and shoveling, and I think all this can go out in the dip.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a bit of a mess out there at the moment. It's been pouring with rain for a few weeks, and we've just got quagmires everywhere.
Right, sorry, vacuum cleaner.
This is what we found, together with quite a lot of rubble. An old wasp's nest with no wasps, thankfully, and a little mouse nest too. I then realised how dark the rear of the fireplace looked, so I painted it magnolia. It has made a real change to the whole room. Gosh, I'm packing a lot into this one. Well, we're off again travelling, this time to Weymouth in England, to see Steve's lovely mum and sister. We stayed at this gorgeous pub in Osmington Mills called the Smuggler's Inn. As you can see, it has a wealth of old rustic charm and is full to the brim of smuggler memorabilia and fabulous wood. It's right down on the coast with views to challenge cairns. I have come away with loads more ideas for decoration at home. We're coming back here in March next year to celebrate the life of Steve's father, as he didn't have a formal funeral and the family can't get together that often. We're really looking forward to that. It was wonderful to see everyone, all looking so gorgeous. See you in March! Yes, Christmas is just around that proverbial corner. And what better way to get into that Christmas spirit than by making a seasonal wreath? My lovely friend Tiffany runs brilliant classes for everything floral, and this was one of her amazing workshops. She holds them in her barn, which she has decorated with a multitude of shiny things and bits and bobs, and I think you will agree is the perfect backdrop to learn how to make a Christmas wreath. I have never been to a workshop like this before, so was intrigued. Let me pass you over to my friend Mike to show you our apparatus and what to expect.
These are our secateurs. These are the tools for our wreath making.
I'm glad you know what you're doing, Mike. Yes.
Yeah, I've got some wire.
I have no idea how to use it, so I definitely
Wire.
use it. It's a car thing, yeah.
Our
It's got like
starting,
some things lined up.
whatever this is.
Yes, it's the starting wreath bones.
Sound twiggy thing.
It's gorgeous, isn't it? Fantastic.
Well, I'm all registered.
Well, we'll see. We'll do another one at the end and see how everyone did.
Wire in. But you can wire out depending on what way you've just secured your wire. Everyone okay? Yep.
Yeah.
So after that, you are going to grab. Yeah. All right, ma'am. Yeah. And if you give it a tug, it should be nice and secure. So after that, you're going to grab handfuls of moss. I've got a really nice bit here. And then you're going to lay the moss on your frame like that. And as you're laying, you're wiring the moss around to secure the moss. And keep going all the way around. Don't worry about mossing the underneath, because sometimes when they sit against your door or a surface, they can be a bit wonky and the wind can take them. So always stick to just mossing the top and wiring around as you go. Okay, and then you should end up with something that resembles this. This is what I made earlier.
Thank you, Val.
Yeah. I have my badge.
Us oldies that remember that.
Yeah. Here you go, here's some more moss here.
Gorgeous.
Right, Deborah, you need some more moss, don't you? Joe, lovely.
Me too, please, if there's any spare.
Thank you, miss.
I've got a bald spot. Typical bloke.
Come in. Anything you can grab. Just off. So all this in the middle is what you're using, as well as everything Mike is foraged behind you as well. And you're going to make.
You've done a fantastic job.
Hasn't he? He's got the
No,
best.
it's amazing.
No, wonderful. Okay, so make little poses. Now, where you're holding your poses is where your wire is going to be wrapped around onto your wreath, because that's the most secure point of your poses. So, like I've got here, I've got some really long stems. So I know I'm holding it here. So I'm just going to cut the stems, and then that's not attached, is it? Because this has got some long sprigs coming out, this is going to be an outside one, because the outsides have the longer ones and the insides have the shorter poses, just to keep that shape as you're going round. And as you go around, you'll be laying them in the same direction. Okay, so to start with, I'll be putting here on an outside at an angle, and then,
Oh, right, yeah.
can you see that?
Yeah.
And then where my fingers are, you're just going to wrap your wire around twice.
Got that.
Okay.
Okay, and that's an outside one.
This is genius.
Once it sounds like a lot, but once you get the hang of it, you'll be off. There'll be no stopping you.
He'll be off.
You'll be off.
Brilliant! Here are the final products. They are absolutely fantastic, and I don't think I will ever buy a wreath again. Thank you so much, Tiff, for a really informative and fun afternoon, especially the hot chocolate. If you live in the vicinity, you must come along to one of her workshops. Here's my wreath in pride of place. See you all soon. À bientôt.